Hi, my name is Valeria Williams, and this is my mini action research project for the 2018-19 Aspiring Leaders Academy cohort. Ballard Hudson Middle School has an A-Day, B-Day schedule for the CTAE Connections classes, which means that the students take one class on A-Day and a different class on B-Day. In a typical week, students would take a class on Thursday and not take the class again until the Monday of the following week. According to David Seuss's infamous book, How the Brain Learns, students learn through rehearsal, which deals with the repetition and processing of information. It is my belief that it is hard for students, especially in middle school, to effectively learn concepts due to the schedule. Teaching requires scaffolding concepts and activating prior knowledge. Without consistency, my belief is that it is hard for teachers to scaffold and hard for students to activate prior knowledge with the time gap that is permitted. In addition to the A-Day, B-Day scheduling issue, CTAE Connections classes are often canceled due to outside events such as assemblies, PBIS celebrations, and teacher trainings. Due to these issues, I focused on collecting data from students to get their perception of how scheduling affects their learning. I collected my student perception survey data via online surveys and interviews. I requested that the student think only about the CTAE courses when answering the questions at hand. Students were asked the following questions. Do you take a CTAE Connections class? Have you forgotten if it's an A-Day or a B-Day? Do you have a hard time remembering what you learned from the last time that you were in your CTAE Connections class? Are you passing all of your CTAE Connections classes? If you had a choice in your schedule, would you prefer an A-Day, B-Day schedule, or the same class for 9 weeks and then switch into another class? Do you think that Connections classes last too long? What do you think will make you learn more in a CTAE Connections class? The first question, do you take a CTAE Connections class? 97% said yes, 3% said no. Have you ever forgotten if it's an A-Day or a B-Day? 70% said yes, 30% said no. Do you have a hard time remembering what you learned from the last time that you were in your CTAE Connections class? 57% said yes, 43% said no. Are you passing all of your CTAE Connections classes? 90% said yes, 10% said no. If you had a choice in your schedule, would you prefer keeping an A-Day, B-Day schedule? 89% said yes, 11% said no. Do you think that Connections classes last too long? 87% said no, 13% said yes. What do you think will make you learn more in Connections classes? Some of the statements that I received: I wish that we could have both Connections in one day. Make Connections longer and make it just one Connections class. If we go to one Connections class for a semester, then go to the other for the next semester, because sometimes I forget what I've learned in that class. For the Connections teachers to teach us for 1 minute and then let us have free time. And my favorite answer, what will make me learn more is to go get some glasses so I can see what is being taught. Based on the student perception data provided, scheduling is a minor issue in how they learn. I would like to collect more data at the end of the semester, such as the exact percentage of students that pass each CTAE Connections course, the percentage of students that pass the Microsoft Word certification exam, and the beyond the course scores for middle school with a different schedule than Ballard Hudson. Additionally, I will survey high school CTAE teachers to obtain insight to whether or not they feel that students are prepared for their classes prior to matriculation. In an effort to rectify this issue, I would like to work with my CTAE department chair, CTAE supervisor, and assistant principal of instruction to create a schedule that is conducive for middle school students in CTAE classes. Additionally, I would like to work with high school CTAE teachers to ensure that middle school CTAE teachers are spending enough time on basic concepts needed before entering their respective courses. Lastly, I would like to conduct more book studies on how the brain learns for middle school students and create our schedule based on all of the resources that we utilize. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me using the information that you see on the left-hand side. Have a great day.